What is going on YouTube, and welcome back to the channel. Now, as you can see, we're in the fish room tonight. I'm going to do an update on the Bluebase Asian Arowana. Let's go check him out. So welcome back to the channel everyone. So this is my fish room. Obviously some of you guys may know there's that tank we scaped 3 or 4 videos ago, something like that. There's the 150 litre tank, there's a Fluid Flex over there, and I've got this monstrous 1000 litre tank here. This isn't my biggest tank. I've got a huge 2000 litre tank out in my lounge. But tonight the video is going to be all about the Asian Arowana Bluebase, which we added in here about 6 weeks ago now. So let's go check him out. So this is the Bluebase Asian Arowana, which I added about 6 weeks ago. Now I did a video on this, actually adding the fish into this tank, because he was in my 2000 litre tank out in the lounge with my 2 RTGs. I've got a Chili Red, a Malaysian Golden, and a big male silver Arowana in there as well. And he was getting absolutely bullied. But at first he was doing all the bullying. He was the most aggressive fish I've kept in that tank. He was sort of picking on all of them, and in the end they all sort of had the ump with him, and they basically just ganged up on him, started smashing him up, and literally it was close to death in the end. I come home from work one night, started looking at my tank like I always do, checking all my fish over, checking they're all fine. And he was sitting at the top of the tank, sort of gasping for air. He basically nearly died, and it was really worrying because obviously I don't like losing any fish, especially an Asian Arowana. They're such expensive fish, and you get really attached to them. And obviously I want to get this guy looking really cool, I want to get him fully grown. But yeah, we saved him basically, so we took him out. But check that video out, it's about 2 months ago, something like that. It's quite a cool video. We sort of boxed him up. I showed you the actual fish in the box and stuff like that, and sort of showed his colours off and bits. But yeah, he had no tail. He had a massive hole in one of his fins up here. He had another hole in one of his scales. One of the scales was actually completely missing, so that is grown back now. I think it's that one there, sort of tiny little bit deformed, but it actually looks quite cool. But he's doing fine in this tank. He's in here with 2 big fat Oscars, 17 clown noaches, a big Gibby Plec, a Titanic Pleco, which is there, some random Malawi cichlids which are in there. There's one actually swimming about over there. But yeah, he's doing absolutely fine. He's grown back perfectly. I'm really impressed with how well he's healed. He eats like absolutely crazy in this tank, which is good. I was a bit worried about adding him into this tank because obviously it's half the size of the tank I've got out there, so it's quite a lot smaller. But he's not actually the biggest Asian Arowana I've got. I've got some real big chunky ones out there behind us in the other tank. So he's doing fine in this tank, but eventually I will be getting him sort of an 8-foot tank. I would like to keep him on his own with 2 sort of stingrays and maybe a couple of plecos and bits like that in there one day, hopefully when I get sort of a bigger house. But yeah, I don't know what else really to say about him. He's just an absolutely beautiful fish. I think he's a he. I can't really tell at the moment. But yeah, I feed him mussels, I feed him prawns. What else does he get? He gets cockles, he gets all sorts of bits. I give him pellets as well. He likes a pellet. He loves good water changes. I do a 50% water change on this once a week and a 20% once a week, just to keep the ammonia at bay, because obviously there's quite a few big fish in here. These Oscars do create a lot of waste, probably a lot more waste than the Arowana does, because if you feed this tank, the Oscars do go absolutely crazy for food like the Arowana does, but they will consume a lot more food than the Arowana because they're just absolute pigs. Oscars, they're renowned for it. Everybody knows they just eat and eat and eat like crazy. That's probably why they're actually sitting at the bottom now. They probably ate too much earlier. But yeah guys, he's doing fine. So a lot of people on Instagram were like messaging me saying, oh, how's your fish doing? Because obviously it was quite battered, and a couple of people on YouTube messaged me as well saying, I hope he's fine, like, I hope he's going to do well. But he's doing absolutely fine. I'm so pleased with how it's going, because it was sort of like hit and miss when I was actually adding him into this tank. I thought, oh no, I'm going to lose this fish. Have I got to go and get myself a new 6-foot tank or something like that, just to set up just for him, to heal him up? But yeah, he's doing fine. But I'll end the video there. Thanks for watching as always guys. Like and subscribe my channel, ding the notification bell, and keep it real everyone.